Alright, yo. I'm back with Black Beacon. It's been a minute. Um, I'll be real, I genuinely don't remember what happened last time. I mean, I could go to, like, story recap. I mean, I think I remember what happened. Basically, Enki and Ninsar, that they left on their own journey, so that's cool. I don't remember. I don't remember what's happening with like the main gang. But I'm gonna yap for a little bit, so like timestamp here if you just want to skip. Yeah, so I'm be real. I wasn't planning on coming back to this game because, well, there was like controversy with the rewards and like different versions, but you know they ended up giving the rewards, not to mention this here. So, and I did see the apology on like Twitter or X or whatever. Seemed like a good apology. So shit. If this is bait, I fell for it. Anyways, let's do this. The Eternal Sun. 20,000 years, or 22,000 years. Javiril, the Eternal City, has stood at the heart of the Japheth Empire for centuries. As the people of the Empire has come to expect, it will undoubtedly continue to do so until the end of time. The Empire was vast by the time of Thurnus the Great, but the frontiers of the Emperor's ambitions were far beyond the current borders of his current domain.
Father, I have arrived.
Yo, this dude looks sick as hell.
Just in time, Rubicon.
Rubicon?
Look at the water lilies in the pond. They were brought here from Memphis.
Memphis, Tennessee? No, I'm blind.
This is a tribute from the governor of Memphis province. The lilies were plucked 20 days ago from the banks of the Memphis River, delicately immersed in jars filled with fresh water, transported on a ship across the Philistine Sea, and swiftly brought to Javriel.
Javriel, okay.
Today marks the onset of the flowering season. It would be a waste to enjoy these flowers alone, so I invited you to accompany me.
I'm be real, I was gonna make gay joke of like gay, very gay, something like that, and then I remembered that this is like father-son, so ooh, that's weird.
I have also extended invitations to others. General Sarvis resides nearby in his mansion, and he should be joining us shortly.
I'm curious if this dude will be playable in the future.
Are you acquainted with him?
Yes, I know him. Sarvis is a valiant general.
Knowing him is not enough, Rubicon. As my heir, you must remain well informed about all the developments in Javriel.
Also, yeah, I'm starting to remember what's going on with the main cast, so that's good. Yippee.
Sarvis was recently promoted to the rank of youngest senator. It is imperative that you maintain a close relationship with him in the times to come.
Understood, Father. I shall pay him a visit later.
I'm be real. Rubicon sound like I was gonna say meat rider, but no, he's just being respectful. Yeah, I'm be real. I'm trying to make a joke, but I just woke up.
Well, that won't be necessary. He's already arrived.
In fact, he's right behind you. I was joking.
Your Majesty.
Oh, this dude look cool too. Oh wait. Okay, I think this dude is related to, I want to say Florence, the first limited character, which I didn't get, unfortunate.
Rise, Sarvis. Now, we await the arrival of High Priest Mirari.
Mirari.
Sarvis, you have accomplished remarkable military triumphs on my behalf. I had promised that on the day of your senatorial promotion, you may select any city within my empire as your fiefdom, excluding Javriel. Have you made your decision?
Yes, I want that one over there, Detroit.
By the grace of your Majesty.
Let's skip the formalities of the Senate. Choose your city, and I shall grant it to you. Leave the pleasantries and bureaucratic matters to others.
Yo, I'm gonna be real, this emperor seems like a chill dude.
I desire a land as warm and inviting as your Majesty's garden.
While numerous warm lands lie within my dominion, only one city possesses a garden-like charm.
Have you heard of Los Angeles?
Your discernment is commendable, for you have chosen a place even I find difficult to part with. Very well. Bellefontaine shall be yours. Tend to her with care, for she is a unique and precious flower, even amidst my vast garden.
Holy shit, Fontaine, Genshin reference, crazy. I don't know, I'm being retarded.
Ah, here comes the High Priest as well.
Greatness be upon you, my lord. May your reign endure as long as the Tiberius River flows through the Eternal City.
I mean, this guy's aight, the other two are better.
Indeed, at my age, divine favor is required to sustain my rule over this nation for much longer.
Worry not, Father. Your radiance shines as brightly as the sun that illuminates the entirety of Japheth.
Japheth, okay.
You've picked up the rhetoric of those eloquent orators, Rubicon. But have you ever seen a day when the sun does not set?
I mean no disrespect, Father.
I know you do not. While your words are flattering, I believe I truly merit such praise. I no longer require badges, scepters, or crowns to demonstrate my power.
I just pull down my pants and show off my giant cock.
Nor do my accomplishments necessitate statues, poems, or triumphal arches to extol their glory anymore. The Senate recently bestowed upon me the title of the Sacred One. I wonder, on the day of my departure, whether the artisans will find a monument vast enough to inscribe all my titles.
Oh, wait, was this dude I'm not sure what the word is, but like the main character and Cosmos, like, is he like that version? Like, is it the seer? I want to say it's the seer. So is he the seer of 2,000 years ago?
Frequently, I have wondered what further achievements I can attain during my remaining time.
And then I realized I'm already perfect. I try to sound like Perfect Cell, but I sound like fucking dumbass instead.
My generals have conquered the entire civilized world known to us, and the remaining lands are either too remote or too desolate. My empire has transformed the Philistine Sea into an inland lake. In this regard, I've surpassed all previous emperors in history.
This what Donald Trump trying to be like.
When I inherited Javria, it was constructed of bricks. And when I pass it on to you, Rubicon, my beloved son, it shall be a grand, eternal city.
Ooh, who gonna tell him that this shit gonna fall in like 5 years?
You mentioned the sun earlier, which brings something to mind. The governor of Memphis Province sent me a letter along with the flowers. In his letter, he mentioned an ancient legend cherished by the people of Memphis, asserting that their god of the sun was captured by conquerors from the east.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, their god of the sun, that's the copper sphere thing.
According to them, the conquerors hailed from a realm known as the Arsacid Empire.
Arsacid.
Have you ever heard of that place?
Yes, I believe it's similar to O-Block.
To the best of my knowledge, the Arsacid Empire lies far to the east of our domain, inhabited by different people with a distinct culture. This region is situated near another sea.
The Memphian legend concerning the god of the sun appears to lack veracity. It is merely a deity concocted by simplistic individuals for their own peace of mind.
I don't want to be that guy, but aren't you a high priest? Like, aren't you kinda in that same boat? I don't know, maybe the god they believe in is real.
I understand your piety, Mirari. However, there have been countless gods worshipped in the lands conquered by Japheth.
Yeah, like who knows which one is real?
Since the native people believe in those gods, it implies that those gods have favored them, and we Japhethians won't interfere with their beliefs. With that said, it is surprising to hear claims that gods walk the earth as tangible beings that can be captured like treasures.
And this god's a little different.
Now, I find that interesting. Rubicon, Sarvis, and Mirari, go to the Arsacid Empire and see it for me. If the god of the sun is truly there, bring it back to my throne. Only Javriel deserves an everlasting son.
Interesting.
Father, what should we do to the kings and lands of the Arsacid Empire?
That's simple, son. You simply slaughter them all.
I desire the sun only. If they decline my request, destroy them all.
I was
And if they
joking.
willingly relinquish it, you may decide their fate.
To me, they're dead either way. No, I'm playing.
Well, I have spent too much time discussing a tiny piece of land. Let us enjoy these splendid water lilies before the sun sets.
3 months later. Okay, time skip.
Finally.
Main gate, Tower of Babel.
This is the fabled tower that reaches the heavens.
Back in Javriel, I heard tales of it. The tales spoke of how the ancient people aspired to reach the heavens, and thus the tower was constructed. When its foundations were laid, the land was still known by its original name, Obed.
Is that the same name as like in the Bible, or different name?
I always believed it to be nothing more than fiction. I never imagined that the descendants of Obed continued to build upon it. The dreams of mankind are truly remarkable.
From the way you spoke just now, one would think that we didn't emerge victorious in our great conquest, General Sarvis.
High Priest, I am sure you can sense that even as conquerors, our splendor of victory pales in comparison to this tower.
Damn, bro is glazing this tower.
We are facing something that cannot be conquered by force and will never bow to humans.
Yeah, I mean, shit. From what I can see, this looks like a big tower.
You speak the truth. It is not only blood and sword that invoke awe. It is the achievements built upon intangible foundations that endure.
Today, for the first time, the Japhethians bear witness to this marvel, and poets will compose new songs to commemorate this event.
This is our shared feat. Together, our names will be engraved on the next arch of triumph in Javriel.
But before your triumph, Your Highness, we have much to accomplish. What shall we do with the subjects of the Arsacid Empire?
They have surrendered, so I have ordered our troops to cease fighting and rest.
Yeah, something tells me that's gonna be their downfall.
However, if the Arsacid Empire dares to resist, His Majesty's decree is to destroy it.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad. This, like, Rubicon seems like a nice dude.
Father is the sun. And naturally, he does not concern himself with the insects scorched by his blazing light.
Damn, that's... okay.
But the people here are far away from Japheth. It is not their fault they are unaware of His Majesty's mighty name.
I understand your point, Your Highness. It has been said that we Japhethians are like a melting pot. There are 2 points behind that statement. First, we open our hearts and minds to all who are willing to submit. Second, if anyone is as stubborn as copper and iron, we will melt them with our fire until they become part of Japheth.
Now, being known as the melting pot for these reasons goes kinda hard.
Force and fear have been the best tools your father has employed for decades. Through them, the fire of Japheth's heart burns brighter and brighter. I agree that those methods are hardly the most effective. If Your Highness allows, I will find gentler ways to integrate the Arsacid Empire into our fold.
Why do I feel like this guy's lying?
If we can make the soldiers abandon their weapons for good, they will no longer pose a threat to us, and we will not need to shed their blood.
The High Priest makes a valid point. This approach would spare the lives of those people without contradicting my father's will. What do you think, Sarvis?
Sarvis? They look around to see, like, he's just kind of been, like, diced up.
Well,
Ah, never mind. Boo!
I am just a general, and I focus on military affairs only. I will leave the decision on other matters to you and the High Priest.
Ah, Sarvis. It is evident that your knowledge and eloquence surpass those of your colleagues in the Senate. Yet, you humbly refer to yourself as just a general.
Small detail. I like how they talk in a different manner than, like, the main group of, like, Zero, Ereshkigal. Like, cause, like, obviously people from, like thousands of years ago would talk different. A small detail, but I found that.
I'll take that as a yes. High Priest, I hereby grant you the authority to handle the people of the Arsacid Empire at your discretion.
As you wish, Your Highness.
Now, it is time to claim the ultimate rewards for our arduous journey.
Oh wait, I think I know what's gonna happen. I think they're gonna try to climb the tower, but, like, once they get into it, they can't come out, or something like that.
According to the historical accounts of the Arsacid Empire, it was the Emperor Darius who brought the God of the Sun from Memphis to Obed 5 centuries ago. Darius once established the greatest empire in Obed.
Nuh-uh.
He made Memphis his province long before Japheth came into power.
If this realm were still under his rule, I might have respectfully approached their gates and dispatched a messenger to request an audience.
Yeah, but it's not, so that's why you've come to kill everyone.
A man who desires to possess the sun must be as ambitious as my father.
Sirs,
The Tower of Babel.
okay, shit, okay, we're going further back in time.
That's the one thing in the world, besides the stars, deserving of my upward gaze.
Damn, nah, that line goes hard.
It's only fitting that the most glorious trophy should be placed in the highest place of my kingdom. I'm now entrusting it to you, Emeon.
Oh,
What is this, Your Majesty?
so the name comes from all the way back then. Pythagoras. Or is it Pythag... No, I'm right.
A good question, and one that I would like to ask you, too. I have heard tales that beneath the majestic waterfalls of the Memphis River lies the dormant, ancient god of the sun. It once destroyed the capital of an ancient pharaoh, and then sank into the river. So I conquered the land of that pharaoh, and ordered countless individuals to dive into the waters, leaving no stone unturned. But the outcome was a great disappointment.
The outcome was my son. I
The
don't know.
so-called god of the sun was no more than a copper sphere. While it's well crafted, the artisans of Obed could have created a work of art 10 times more intricate than that.
Yeah, but yeah, they don't know that it came from like higher plane. Is that? It came from some higher thing.
I ordered my people to smash it on the spot. However, even the mightiest warriors of my immortal army could not destroy it. No weapon could even scratch its surface.
Yeah,
I had craftsmen construct colossal pyres and burn it for 10 days, yet its shell remained unaltered.
damn, I don't know what to say. This sounds like a skill diff.
Finally, I instructed my warriors to transport it to the highest peak in Memphis and cast it off the cliffs. But it was the unyielding stones below that shattered, not the copper sphere.
Are you sure it's copper?
Since long ago, you have collected many extraordinary artifacts in this tower. And you have recruited numerous scholars from my land. I have never impeded or doubted your endeavors. But now, I am asking for a small favor in return. Unravel the mystery surrounding this sphere, and the reason why the Memphians revere it as the god of the sun. And find out the secret to its immortality.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's backstory because we're about to go there. 20. After a fleeting moment, enveloped in a familiar sense of chaos, clarity begins to return to my senses. This time, the surroundings alone declare that I've transported back to the distant past. The shelves are filled with old yellow scrolls, made of parchment and papyrus. I randomly pick a scroll and unfold it, only to find unfamiliar symbols covering its surface. What are these symbols?
The letters used in the Arsacid Empire.
The Arsacid Empire?
It was one of the dynasties that existed in Obed about 2,000 years before our time. The dynasty lasted for centuries, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly where we are within that period.
Nah, Zero is giving me major like Anby vibes from ZZZ.
Did you just bring us to some random point in time?
You know what, maybe I did, but I want to see you jump through time. How about that? Man, I'm not sure.
You're quite unreliable, aren't you?
Yeah. there's no joke. While Ereshkigal is busy showering me with casual remarks, Anna Chirp takes the scroll from my hand and brings it to Zero.
This is a legal document about the sale of grain and a deed to a farm. While it provides concrete information, it doesn't help us determine the exact time.
Yo, that's cool and all. How do you know all this?
You're as reliable as ever. No wonder that old man wanted to make you the next director.
Yeah, okay, I see you. Double standard. Oh.
Why did you throw them at me?
You can read them too, can't you?
Oh, she was trying to be lazy. Me too. Annoyed, Ereshkigal bites her lip and starts examining the scrolls anyway.
Let's see what the heck we have here. Basic math, ledgers, lists of engineers.
Let's see. List of different hentais, list of crimes, list of... I don't know, I swear I'm trying to be funny.
Tax collection records and tribute lists. All useless information. Wait. I've found something, Zero.
Zero approaches Ereshkigal and glances at the contents.
This is a record written by the court scribe of the 5th Emperor.
The 5th Emperor? Of the sea? No, I'm playing.
He was an unremarkable emperor in the history of Obed, and not well known. Throughout its long history, Obed has been the center of powerful empires at times, and has fallen under the control of other empires at other times.
Okay.
The 5th Emperor's reign belonged to the latter category. During that time, the Japheth Empire in the west, ruled by Emperor Thurinus, was at its peak.
Alright, so Emperor Thurinus was the 5th, and I'm assuming... I'm forgetting his name already. I think Darius was the name. And I'm assuming that guy was the 1st? Or they might be two whole different, like, countries.
Thurinus' armies extended to the farthest reaches of the known world in all directions.
Man, America trying to be like this dude.
In the east, they reached the Arsacid Empire. During his reign, Thurinus sent an expedition army led by his son Rubicon, the High Priest Marari, and General Sarvis to Obed. However, the expedition didn't result in Obed becoming a new province of Japheth, as was the case with other areas during that era.
In a result, they were shot 87 times, never to be seen again.
The reason for the truce remains a mystery, as no records or treaties were passed down through history. However, the Tower of Babel remained under its existing ownership during that war. Amaon, throughout different generations, protected it during all the crises and incidents, ensuring the library's safety and preservation.
That's a nice way of saying sitting on the fence.
Man, I think they was just guarding the library. Simple as that.
The knowledge stored in the tower is incredibly valuable, so no one would want to destroy it, right?
Okay.
Besides, those old chumps did have their talents, as long as they were willing to cooperate. No emperor in his right mind would give them a hard time.
Okay, hold on, maybe she onto some. So, I guess I traveled back to 2,000 years ago?
As much as it pains me to admit it, your ability is quite remarkable.
That's right, put respect on my name, the fuck? Ereshkigal grunts and strides ahead of us. Looking at her back, I can't help but quietly ask Zero. She surely holds a grudge against us, right?
If I remember correctly, this is the second time you've asked me a question like this.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm glad you do, though.
My answer is still the same. But, since this is your second question, I think it's best to give you more information.
You see, Arishan grew up without a father. He left to get milk.
Arishan is the daughter of the previous director.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But I totally forgot about that, and I made the joke, and it's somewhat accurate.
Before my arrival, Cosmos planned to appoint her as the next director.
Ooh, okay, yeah, you know, I understand her now. Before your arrival.
Yes. Similarly, before your arrival, I was supposed to become the next director.
Damn, this motherfucker Cosmos cannot pick. So you...
My duty is to safeguard this tower and the Library of Babel. And naturally, that includes you as the current director.
Yes, sir. That's me.
What are you two whispering about back there? Hurry up and follow me.
Yes. I was gonna say yes, Mom, but that's, Nana. Alright, I'm coming. Platform.
What a rudimentary ancient device.
Yes. This was 2,000 years ago. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool how you can use abilities to, like, get over stuff.
This is such a mess. It's like a battle just took place here.
Maybe that's exactly what happened. According to historical records, this is the time when the war between Obed and Japheth erupted. We might have arrived at a point where the war is still ongoing.
They can fight their wars all they want, but why did they break into the library and make such a mess? How annoying.
The shape of that building, it looks like a throne.
It used to be a throne indeed. The history of the Library of Babel and Emaon is far older than the fleeting thrones of this land. Thrones may rise and fall, yet the tower stands firm. True Emaons must adapt to the shifting of power and serve the reigning monarchs. But that does not mean we owe them our allegiance.
However, during the eras when the Tower of Babel wasn't forgotten, almost every monarch took pride in conquering it. The throne within the tower was a testament to their conquest.
Conquest, holy shit, invincible.
With the library's opening, the primordial sector housing the throne became a prominent landmark. Anyway, since we don't have a specific goal, why don't we head in that direction? Perhaps we'll stumble upon unexpected treasures.
I know it wants me to go down there, but I want to go over here. Actually, never mind. I'm going over here. Okay, let's see. After activating the mechanism, it doesn't operate as smoothly as expected. Instead, it raises slightly before getting stuck in midair, with something seemingly hidden in the gap. I'm gonna let Zero handle this. Like, I'm letting Zero handle this. Zero says, I've noticed that. I'm trying to remove the object from the platform. After some effort, she manages to fix the mechanism and hands me the item intact. Treasure! I don't even know where I'm going.
Not even budging? I should have known not to expect anything from this old junk.
Damn. Before we can catch our breath, a rustling sound makes Arishan and Zero turn their heads suddenly. It's the bird! KFC.
Who's there?
Oh, it's me! Clocky! Arishan raises her weapon, but Zero holds her back.
Wait.
The figure, realizing his presence discovered, emerges from behind the bookshelf and shows himself. As both sides recognize each other, everyone's eyes widen with surprise.
You are...
I don't know who that is. Zero pauses, letting the man speak instead.
You're Outlanders. No, wait. The symbols on your clothes.
Oh, okay.
Zero, you explain it to him.
Basically, we're from 2,500 years in the future, and everything will be doomed if you don't tell us about this copper ball. After hearing Zero's explanation, the man remained surprisingly calm.
So, you're travelers from the future.
Yep.
That's truly incredible. Since you're from the future, your clothes must also be from the future. No wonder I can't place their origin.
Uh-huh.
The Library of Babel is truly full of wonders.
Could you tell us which era we are in?
The man lets out a heavy sigh.
Since you're from the future, you probably already know that the current ruler of Obed, the 5th Emperor, is a disappointment.
Damn, what did bro do?
Yeah, and we know that the Arsacid Empire was at war with the Japheth Empire. Has the war ended?
No.
The war has ended. Despite Tharinius being advanced in years, he didn't underestimate his enemy, and prepared enough troops for a full-scale war. Unfortunately, he overestimated his opponent. The 5th Emperor couldn't manage a single clash on the battlefield. As soon as he found out that Japheth only wanted a specific item from the Tower of Babel, he backed down immediately.
You don't seem to have a high opinion of your Emperor. Is it acceptable for a subject to say such things?
Ma'am, I think you're in the same boat, but let's not talk about that. The librarian chuckles softly.
Emperor. He's far from deserving that title.
What could bro have possibly done?
You mentioned that Japheth only wanted a specific item from the tower. What is it?
It was the forbidden bad dragon.
I've heard that Rubicon's ultimatum mentioned Memphis's god of the sun.
Ultimatum? Okay.
I've seen it a few times, but it's disappointing. It's just a huge metal ball that doesn't seem to have any connection to the sun other than its shape. I heard it was a trophy captured by Obed's past monarch, Emperor Darius, after conquering Memphis. The item was sent away by Rubicon a few days ago, and it should be close to the Ephrathoth on the coast of the Philistine Sea by now. Then it will be loaded onto a ship and sent to Javriel.
It should be close to who?
Looks like we're too late.
Let's go back like another day.
No, not yet.
I ain't hear no bell.
2,000 years ago, Ephrathah by the Philistine Sea witnessed the final glimmer of Arten.
Ephrathah by the Philistine Sea? Hold on.
As Arishan repeats Zero's words, she exchanges a glance with Zero and suddenly realizes something.
The Star of Ephrathah.
Ooh, that sounds important.
History sure loves to play tricks on us.
It's Aten. Arishan nods and looks at the librarian.
So, you don't know how to control that copper sphere either.
No, we don't. Honestly, we wouldn't even know it's something that can be activated if you hadn't mentioned it. But since those Japhethians are so desperate to get their hands on it, they might have some knowledge about it. Interestingly, Prince Rubicon and his Praetorians are currently stuck in the library.
Okay.
What did you just say?
Rubicon didn't leave after obtaining that god of the sun. He learned about us in the Library of Babel from the 5th Emperor.
Yeah, and he was like, damn, This shit sounds interesting as hell. Let's conquer it.
Rubicon considered the library a treasure far more valuable than that copper sphere, so he took his soldiers inside the Tower of Babel. It happened to coincide with the opening of the library, so I'm not sure if we should call it lucky or unlucky.
Damn.
So, you mean we can find him inside the Library of Babel?
Exactly.
Okay, bet.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to accompany you for the rest of your journey. I need to find my companions as soon as possible.
That's all right. Thank you for all the information.
May the library be with you. Emeon from the future.
You know what? Nice dude.
Now we know exactly what to do next.
We do. I mean, yeah, we do.
Hopefully, we'll find something this time. Since the Japhethians are after that copper sphere, they must have heard something about it, right?
Man, I don't know. The star of Ephrahahu you just mentioned.
Oh. It was an anomaly that appeared in Ephrathah, near the western shore of the Philistine Sea, around 2000 BC.
I'll be real, I thought it was the same thing with a different name.
According to historical records, a solitary star of unparalleled splendor emerged in the night sky above Ephrathah. Unlike other stars, it remained fixed over Ephrathah.
Ephrathah, okay.
The star was visible along the entire coast of the Philistine Sea, but it vanished shortly after its appearance, and hasn't been recorded in any astronomical observations since. Naturally, some might consider it a collective illusion, but for us Emeons, it was an undeniable anomaly.
Okay.
Since there were no Emeons in Ephrathah at that time, the truth behind this incident has remained a mystery for thousands of years. Until just now. Considering the time and location, it's safe to say that the Star of Ephrathah is Aten, which the Japhethian transported from the Alsacid Empire.
Okay, so I'm right. So does that mean Rubicon? Does that mean he took the copper sphere in here? And I mean, I don't think so, because Ereshkigal's the one that brought it back in present day.
Although it lasted only for a brief period, it did ascend back into the sky, emanating radiance and brilliance.
Oh, I should have just shut the hell up and she would have told me.
The only question is this: who in this era discovered the command to activate it?
My guess is going to be Rubicon, because he's, in the tower.
These are traces left by the marching soldiers.
It seems like they're not far ahead. Let's hope we can still reason with those Japhethians in the tower.
Man, why'd she say that like it was a slur? The shattered stone door blocks our path. Through the cracks in the ruins, I can catch a glimpse of something gleaming inside. This pile of stones is unstable, and could swallow both the treasure inside and anyone close to it at any moment, unless you tread carefully, lightly and carefully. Retrieving the unknown treasure hidden within will likely take some effort. Impassable? Says who? What am I doing? Oh, I'm making it straight. There we go. Yippee. Treasure.
Huh. Seems like those unwanted Japhethians are having some trouble too. So, if we lend them a hand now, they'll be more cooperative, right?
Nah, I swear Ereshkigal gotta be at least a little racist. Cause just the way she says it.
Are you Emeons?
Yeah, no. Maybe?
Our general's looking for you.
Why bother being polite with these wicked sorcerers? We wouldn't be trapped in this never-ending labyrinth if it weren't for them.
Ah, I see, racism goes both sides.
General ordered us to treat Emeons with proper etiquette.
Ereshkigal raises an eyebrow at the sight.
Well, let's skip the pleasantries. To be honest, we're looking for your commander, too. And you should already know that none of you will make it in this maze without us.
Damn. True, but damn.
Are you threatening us?
Yeah.
Silence! I apologize. Our general is nearby, but this place is dangerous. Please allow us to clear a path ahead for you.
You know, I like this dude. He's chill. Quest completed. What quest?
Despite all their fancy talks, they need our help in the end.
You know, it's the thought that counts.
Thank you for coming to our aid once again.
No need to thank us. You mentioned your general is close, so I wonder where we can find His Royal Highness.
You filthy scum! How dare you ask about His Majesty's whereabouts?
Can we toss this dude in like the fountain or something?
His Majesty showed great sincerity by bringing only dozens of Praetorians into this tower, as per your request.
Oh.
But you set your vile trap and scattered us.
Oh, I get it. You guys got separated.
Yeah.
You...
Please, Ere, stop.
Our general is just up there, not too far away. Please, head in that direction.
And how do you know this? Unless if he got like separated with him. Alright, hold on. I've been grappling with certain questions for quite some time now. I've heard that the vast knowledge held by the revered Emaons, and I was hoping you can shed some light on them for me. Here's my first question. Whether it's my homeland, Japheth, or in Obed, the cycle of day and night remains an unalterable law. So, is there a creature that walks with 4 feet in the morning, 2 feet at night? Okay, bro. Perhaps the terms morning, afternoon, and evening hold a deeper meaning. The Japheth soldier said, "Ah, hearing you say that has truly opened my mind. Please accept my deepest respect." Oh, what's this? Yippee. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm not doing that one. Bro looks like the final boss. Kinda.
Oh, you're just in time. Although we haven't met, judging by the patterns on your garments, I assume you are Emaons, the caretakers of this ancient tower, correct?
Judging by the patterns of your garments.
The vastness of this world is truly beyond mortal imagination. When I first heard about the Library of Babel, I dismissed it as mere ramblings of the common folk. Turns out this marvel really exists. I'm sure the Japhethian poets will compose 1,000 new epics about it. Allow me to express my sincere admiration. However, as you can see, we are lost inside this tower. Could you show us the way out?
Who are you?
Watch your tongue. A commoner like you has no right.
I don't... Man, you must not know who I am. Hi, I'm God.
It's all right. They're the hosts here. It's only natural for them to ask the name of their guests. I am Sarvis, a senator of Japheth and a general serving Prince Rubicon. Lord Thuranis is a benevolent emperor who welcomes scholars from all corners of the world. We will be returning in a few days, and if you are interested in joining us, I can take you back to Javriel.
I mean, I'd want to, but like, it seems like he fucked up and something happens.
But of course, that's on the condition that you lead us out of this fantastic labyrinth.
Huh? Oh, you don't understand. There's no way out.
I've heard that Rubicon's ultimatum mentioned Memphis's god of the sun.
Until just now. Considering the time and location, it's safe to say that the Star of Ephrathah is Aten, which the Japhethian transported from the Alsacid Empire.
So was the ultimatum between taking the sphere back or taking, I'm forgetting his name already, Sarvis? Is it like one or the other? Ephrath, Aten, Japhethians. The scattered clues start to form a bigger picture. So, you're the ones who took away Aten?
Atem? You mean the ancient god of the sun in Memphis?
Oh, this seems like a boss fight.
We've traveled all the way here to retrieve it. Do you have a problem with that?
Maybe I do. Because we, too, are here for Aten. Sarvis appears unsurprised by my response.
During our journey, my men gathered many records about Aten, and I've heard about your research on the god of the sun.
Huh?
But there's nothing I can do, as His Majesty has decreed that if there is a sun on Earth, it shall only rise above the eternal city and shine down upon his throne. As for the Emperor of Arsacid, well, I don't think his lousy chair deserves such high honor. Obed witnessed the rise of its first sun-wielding monarch, Darius. It's such a shame that his successor would fall so far.
I mean, to be fair, this is 500 years after. Arishan narrows her eyes and starts fishing for information.
Since you've come here for Aten, you must know how to harness it, right?
Sarvis furrows his brow.
What do you mean by harnessing it? Are you suggesting it's a living being that can be controlled?
Bro doesn't know. Go back to chapter 1. Oh, shit.
With the right commands, you can order it to do anything you want. Wait, you didn't know that?
Yeah, bro didn't know that. Go back to chapter 1, though, bro.
Commands? So that metal ball understands commands?
You're... Of course it does. How else did you think... Fuck. How else did you make it flow above Ephrath? How did you deactivate it in the end?
Float? Ephrathah? Deactivate? I'm utterly puzzled by what you're saying. I've heard that Emeon means mouthpieces of the gods in ancient languages. It is said that your task is to listen to prayers and provide answers, not ask questions.
Man, we can't get answers if we don't ask questions. The fuck?
If you have forgotten your duties after all these years, I don't mind reminding you.
His gaze suddenly turns cold.
Or are you trying to buy time?
Hmm?
Are you using this labyrinth to separate us from Prince Rubicon and now asking questions to stall for time?
No. Completely composed, he steps in our direction, and the soldiers around him raise their weapons, closing in. At that moment, Zero positions herself in front of me. We didn't mean that.
I also hope this is a misunderstanding, but your words and actions lack sincerity. If you want to clear up this misunderstanding, please lead us out of this labyrinth.
I've already made it clear. We're here for Aten. Give us Aten first.
What a shame. It seems you're intentionally delaying my return to His Highness.
Okay, hold on. I kinda like that the main character got some balls on him.
We have traveled all the way here, but failed to find worthy opponents. And my soldiers are eager for a proper fight. Now I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to fulfill their wish. Show us your legendary skills, Emeons.
Alright. Zero, you heard him. Give him the Gojo treatment.
Take them down!
Bro, they ain't gonna do nothing.
Looks like you've had some professional combat training. Praiseworthy, but your coordination was a total disaster. You might be good in gladiator battles against beasts, but when it comes to my battle-hardened legion, you're as vulnerable as a kitten before a lion. Phalanx formation, soldiers! Don't underestimate our foe!
General, monsters are swarming in.
Hold the line! Maintain formation! Wipe out all those monsters and capture those Amaons alive!
What are you waiting for, Master Director? Do you seriously think we can defeat the mighty Japheth Phalanx at the peak of their power?
Yeah.
Just activate your amazing time machine and make a quick escape.
Where to?
Anywhere will do. Just stop with the questions and do something. Just go to the future, like a month later. Let's get away from them.
Let's start scanning. The chaos disperses. However, the scene that unfolds freezes everyone in place. Instead of escaping from Sarvis and his soldiers, we find ourselves right in front of the midst of their encirclement.
Is your time travel ability malfunctioning or what? Are you sure you've sent us a month ahead?
Does he have the ability to travel too? Before I can answer Arashan's questions, I notice Sarvis walking directly towards me.
Please stand down.
Looking at Zero, who takes a defensive stance, Sarvis displays a slightly surprised expression.
Dear Amaon, I bear no ill intentions.
This dude became a lot more interesting. His gaze shifts from Zero to me.
Have you forgotten our agreement?
Huh? Agreement? Sarvis raises his hand, and the surrounding soldiers immediately step back and kneel before us. This unexpected twist leaves Arashan and Zero stunned. Meanwhile, Sarvis steps forward and takes my hand.
Ah, thanks, Amaons. You truly are the mouthpieces of the gods.
Okay, what the fuck is happening?
Following the divine words you delivered, we managed to appease the wrath of the god of the sun.
Oh, like the commands.
It is you who have saved the world from destruction and allowed us to witness the true sun once more.
I'm assuming they figured out the commands.
The people of Japheth, the Arzacid Empire, and all other regions should be grateful for the news you brought.
Wait, we saved the world from destruction? Zero tilts her head in confusion. Arashan steps forward and positions herself between Sarvis and me.
What are you even talking about?
Her words snap Sarvis out of his excitement. He reaches into his armor and takes out a piece of parchment.
I apologize for my excessive enthusiasm. This is the note you asked me to write down.
Before Sarvis finishes his sentence, Arashan's eyes light up as she reaches out towards Sarvis. However, just as her fingertips are about to touch the corner of the parchment, a violent tremor shakes the ground beneath us. It feels like a powerful force is about to erupt from below. In that moment, an intense sense of unease washes over me. Zero! Save me! Save me, Maharaga! Without hesitation, Zero scoops me up in her arms and jumps away from the danger. In the next instant, a colossal figure falls from the sky, and lands in front of us. Did bro try to crush us with the... Damn. Oh shit! Hey, yo, chill.
No! This won't get us anywhere!
Oh my god.
Are you trying to get yourself killed?
I guess so.
500 years ago, to Darius'
Ooh. Did we go back to present day? Oh shit, now I have to... I'm too invested now. 1 month ago.
I'm grateful, Your Highness. If it weren't for your intervention, I might have been lost in that labyrinth forever.
Okay, so this is the month between jumps.
Don't mention it. High Priest Mirari insisted on bringing the Emians along, and it turned out to be a wise decision. Otherwise, we would have been trapped on that endless stairway forever.
Speaking of Emeons, I encountered a few of them in the tower, and they were dressed in a peculiar fashion. They mentioned something beyond my comprehension. According to them, the copper sphere we transported back to Japheth appears to be a living entity or a device that can be activated through specific commands. They also claimed that the ancient god of the sun in Memphis would rise again over Ephrathah, and they held us responsible for this occurrence.
Where are those Emians now?
I apologize, Your Highness. I had intended to capture them alive and gather more information.
Okay, so he can't jump through. Okay.
Although they were skilled fighters, their lack of coordination made them vulnerable, and we could have easily defeated them.
Damn, really?
However, just as my soldiers closed in on them, they vanished into thin air. At first I thought it was an illusion, but the marks left on my soldiers' weapons and armor are undeniably real.
Sarvis, after witnessing numerous miracles in the library, are you still amazed by such minor happenings?
Okay, to be fair, if someone vanished right in front of me, like a snap of a finger, I'd be surprised too.
I won't be surprised by anything that happens within those infinite rooms.
I mean, that's also fair.
It astonishes me that Obed possesses such a treasure. If the claims of those Emians are true, the Library of Babel contains answers to all questions in the world. Regardless, that copper sphere, even if it is connected to the sun, doesn't matter anymore.
And why is that?
The sun rises every day, but it doesn't provide answers to humanity's questions about the world.
Speaking of which, how is the negotiation progressing, High Priest?
The clerks have prepared the necessary documents, stating that the Arsacid Empire will become our vassal state in exchange for our protection. Once you add your signature, the contract will be sealed.
There is no need. The treaty is now null and void. Disseminate my orders. Instruct our soldiers to besiege the city.
What?
We shall capture Obed, seize the tower, and claim the library for Japheth.
Oh, okay. It was stated that like everyone wants access to this tower, and Rubicon is no different.
The library of the gods. I never realized that such a wondrous place truly existed in this world.
Your Highness?
Yeah.
I understand your perplexity, General. While reneging on our word is dishonorable, let's consider the fact that the Arsacid Empire is corrupt, and its emperor is an imbecile. If they attempt to exploit the power within the tower for nefarious purposes in the future, I believe you comprehend my concerns, Sarvis. Only Japheth possesses the power to safeguard this marvel from the unworthy.
So was this his ultimatum? Wait, no, that wouldn't make sense. This is just a choice. A cloud of dust rises from the distant road.
A swift horse is approaching, Your Highness. The rider appears to be a messenger.
Bring him to me.
Greetings, Your Highness.
Rise. From where do you hail? And what tidings do you bring?
Your Highness, you commanded my unit to escort the God of the Sun back to Javriel. Several days ago, we arrived at Ephrathah on the eastern shore of the Philistine Sea, which is under Herod's dominion.
I know. Herod is one of my father's numerous vassals. Did he show any disrespect toward you?
No, quite the contrary. He treated us with great respect and insisted warmly that we stay at his royal court for the night.
Ooh, that seems like a trap.
Then, at midnight, while we were sleeping, we were awakened by a radiant glow outside the palace. We went to investigate, and, to our astonishment, the sun had risen beneath the stars.
Okay, so it's these guys.
Did the wine addle your senses? What nonsense are you talking about?
So it's these guys. Herodes. Or Herod. They know the commands. Okay.
What I speak is the truth, Your Highness. We witnessed it with our own eyes.
Go on. Tell me what happened.
Well, my servants, the soldiers slumber now. Now it's time for you to fulfill your promise to me. And should you dare to deceive me, your suffering will be 1,000-fold worse than your darkest nightmare.
Disregarding the blades pressed against their throats, the slaves from Memphis bow their heads.
Your Majesty, every word we speak is true. Our ancestors were once priests of Memphis, serving pharaohs for generations in the distant past. After the kingdom of pharaohs crumbled, we were exiled, but fortunate enough to find shelter in your court. Our deepest secrets are never recorded, but passed down through oral tradition among our closest blood relations. Among them lies the secret of the God of the Sun.
Ooh, okay, so they did know commands.
During the era of Pharaoh Akhenaten, the priests discovered how to harness the power of the sun, bending it to the pharaoh's will.
So we just need to go to the era of pharaohs.
It is the language of the gods. Merely recite the divine words, and the sun will rise at your command. Through it, you shall attain divinity and achieve immortality, just as the ancient pharaohs did.
Herod sneers.
Yet you do not hesitate to share such deepest secrets with me.
It's either they share these secrets and live, or they just die, so...
It's precisely because you are a benevolent and generous ruler. That's why we're willing to reveal these secrets to you.
I mean, shit, as long as they get to live, I don't think they care. Skillfully, the slave continues to persuade Herod.
Thurnus is nothing more than a tyrant who has ravaged our lands. If it were not for your generosity, we would all be living as mere livestock now.
I want to be that guy, but your name is Memphian Slave. You are already livestock. You are... Okay.
Your Majesty, I cannot bear to see you continue to bow before that tyrant.
Benevolent? Generous? Such descriptions are rare, but you're correct about one thing. We are both kings, So why should I kneel before that tyrant and allow my country to be reduced to a mere province of Japheth?
Okay. Herod arises from his throne.
Very well. Let me see for myself if your claims hold true.
Damn, so all the bad shit that happened because the king got gaslit by a slave. That's new. The lips of the slave kneeling below the throne curl into a silent smile. He murmurs softly as if in prayer, at a volume only he can hear.
All deeds have consequences. All debts must be paid.
Why is it slave question mark? Do you not know? The fuck? By this time, Herod has reached the copper sphere in the courtyard, beginning to recite the so-called divine words as instructed by the slave. The lines on the surface of the sphere gradually illuminate, like the reopening of an eye that has been dormant for too long. A faint light emanates from the copper sphere, causing it to tremble gently and detach itself from the ground. Flames erupt from the sphere, unleashing waves of heat that disperse the cool night air. A small circular patch of dawn appears in the middle of Herod's garden. All eyes are filled with astonishment as the copper sphere ascends slowly towards the stars, shrinking in size even as its light grows brighter. It resembles a new star.
Arise, sun.
Arise, holy shit, Solo love. I'm sorry.
From this moment onward, even the stars shall pale in comparison to the sun I have awakened!
Bro, this voice actor is actually goated. And that... Okay. I'm gonna... But, yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Good return back. I'm definitely curious about the story again, because the story is pretty good.